Hello and welcome. It is 22 hours, so it's 10 p.m. CET on the 21st of December 2023, a Thursday, and we are in the middle of the solstice, the winter solstice here in the Northern Hemisphere. Let's breathe. As we are evolving from the void, as time seems to race along, and we're having a pretty stormy, windy time out there that's supposed to last another 24 hours. This seems to be related to the X-class flare from a few days ago. This is just what's coming through. And at times, right now, why I came to share with you is because my body was vibrating. However, the somber, introspective mood of the last 24 hours has given space for, yeah, it seems a bit like we're putting on a new suit, a new star suit, a new light body. Something new for this realm, but not unfamiliar for those of us who come a long way from far away out in the other galaxies. And there seems to be a direct opening for this womb of creation that really is how what I'm shown is kind of like that after this supposedly dark passage or womb-like, cave-like galactic center, there is these rainbow supernovas, even though I would always see a supernova connected to our sun, but this seems to be a huge amount of rays of all colors being emitted from that so-called nothingness. So that just proves that there is another generator of life through that portal, through that galactic center. And it looks a little bit like one of those beautiful sun wheels when you do your New Year's celebration. So these are just swirling sparkles that are quite big and really they create a very magic light and energy. There's something about sparkles and something about fire in general. This is more of a symbolic fire. This is not like a flame, but these are colors. So things are coming through. I'm not really one for so-called dragons, but this seems to be a rainbow colored, flying positive dragon. And I know in the Chinese horoscope we enter the year of the dragon, and it seems to have a link to Jupiter, the expansion. Yeah, and many say it's going to be an 8 year, a year of abundance. So we very much hope a year of abundance, of positive things, really coming out of duality. Really, there is no room for the misinterpretation of darkness having a shadow side. There is two symbolic descriptions of darkness. One that supposedly the opposite of goodness, and the other being the void, the creation, the cave that holds the spark. But I'm being drawn to this fireworks, rainbow celebrations beyond the Galactic Center. And yes, we are aware that there are many meditations live and replays happening, and there are some channels in the social networks that have 200, 300,000 and more subscribers, and maybe 10,000 being there live. So there seems to be a very a renaissance of human beings coming together, praying. I don't like the word praying. Coming together, having ceremonies. And many talk about the sacred sites that show the sun passing through certain portals if you're lucky enough to see it. I wonder what these ancient ceremonies did when there was a cloudy sky. Like we have it. And we're also coming up to full moon, and yeah, so much swirling of energy. So first of all, it is coming out of the void. It is coming out of the don't want to say nothingness, out of the non-doing. There seems to be a lot of heart sparkles. We feel more positive about what we would like to create. We've let go of a lot of things. And there seems to be a lot of hope in the world. It feels almost like the new year is already here. Somebody did say that, some astrological connection, that December was going to show the energies from 2024. And yes, we all know our calendars are out of sync, but the world is living them. Half the world is living them. And never mind what calendar we have, it is the shortest day or the shortest days, and today is the longest night on the northern hemisphere. But it is a very alive night. It feels very, yeah, I'm not sure personally that I will be able to sleep. So right now there seems to be a lot of frequency streaming through what is called our nervous system. I would just like to point you towards the extracellular matrix, the EZM, which really has been discovered already in the 50s, at least. That book that I connected to by a physiotherapist, and meaning that healing takes place where the nervous system, the nerve endings, and the blood vessels and the endocrine glands, the endocrine system. And so this is like where there is supposedly no label for. So these are the cells that are so making up the in-between of all the anatomy. And it's a mixture of, yeah, fluid, plasma, water, electric currents, and biochemical impulses. It is causing quite a heightened effect. It feels almost like being drunk on energy, being high on energy. It is this, my brain is registering that definitely something happening to the headspace. And some astrologers mentioned that the right brain would be activated more. So this is to do with Neptune and Saturn and Pisces, and the Sun and the Galactic Center. That's breathe. So right now it seems it's more of a shared talk. It seems we have sent out our wishes. We have sent out our love, compassion, our peace. And now there is an echo coming from the void. There's a celebration. We still don't know how it will manifest in our lives, but now it seems really quite okay. I agree with you that the emotions and the moods and the energies are shifting. It seems quite, yeah, going from one extreme to the other. So from feeling more focused on the internal and introspective, retrospective, having to rest, having to pause, having to more be and let it go, let that ego action thing go. And then now it seems all sparkles. Yeah, it feels like the entire upper body, the entire chest is vibrating. It feels this, and you think it's not real. It's such a fine vibration, and yeah, it does go into leg layers. So it is rippling through the body, and it may be very personal to the areas where we most need that connection, that wholeness, that healing of whatever we transmuted and transformed. And so this sizzling feeling that isn't all that discomforting, but together with the wind outside, one could feel quite unsettled, but there is a calm to this. It seems that what needed to be birthed has been. So the new energies are on its way. They're very much far out to be seen from Earth, but really has to happen inside of us. In our center. Honest, we are cosmic beings and we're anchoring this here. And yes, many are doing a live review. And so maybe it would be good to focus on that, what others have shared as well. Maybe there are more things than one, but what is the most important experience, or what's the most important gift that you are able to feel gratitude for that happened in 2023? Can you feel what is most precious to you? And maybe there's another one. And maybe there is one more, even if it's just the fact to have made it to this point of consciousness. to be aware of the positive possibilities that await us, that we mastered all those many years, but also particularly those last. Yeah, it seems every year is a compilation, com, 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 as a summary of 10 years before. It seems to be also compounded. Let's breathe on our core. Rejoice in the relief of whatever made us feel heavy before. Then let's focus on a wish, a true heart wish, a deep inside wish that we have just for us. Maybe finding your community, maybe finding true friendship, maybe finding true partnership, even in existing ones, maybe finding good relationship with your family and your friends, maybe speaking your truth more than ever, manifesting that through reality that we had to hold back. If anything arises in your body, just give it a hug, acknowledge it, allow it to be. There is a feeling of true freedom that is arising. There is some restriction that we left behind. There's more lightness. There's more hope. There are more opportunities and more possibilities. There seems to be the feeling of ceasefires, but this is not a good word. So the potential for peace. It feels really present right now, coming in to the universe. So everyone will feel it. Let's just breathe into our core beingness. I found myself writing a wish list in those contemplative hours. It is interesting to know that I had wishes because it means there is a potentiality for them to become true, to be true, to be truth. And one of the most important wishes was to share, was to be seen, was to exchange with like-hearted. It doesn't mean agreeing on a topic. It just means allowing. the current sense and feeling and, what is going on in life, and not hiding if there are upsetting things or sad things, just really honoring all the spectrum of feeling, because anything that we disconnect with, dismember, disassociate with, just gets stuck. This really is the problem of many of our ancestors that grew up in very harsh conditions where, well, even like in the Middle Ages, you know, having a voice meant a threat to your life or your livelihood or your loved ones. So there's a lot that was buried, and we let go of a lot. A lot of people and more are practicing these kind of somatic releases. And they can really only happen if you accept what is now and not deny any so-called negative feeling. I know it feels disconnected and horrible, but it is the fact it feels that, the fact that it feels tired, the fact that it feels sad, the fact that it is some regret, the fact anything that you feel means it needs attention. It's passing through. It wants to be healed. It is not something to feel ashamed for. And even then, accept that shame. This is all making my body feel more full of vibration, and it's quite extreme. I haven't felt it this intense for quite some time, but it may be different for each of us. However, we need to come to a place where each of us is allowed to voice what is being experienced, what is being perceived, and make the intuitive connections. And it is a time and place to listen, let others speak, and thus heal with compassion, love, peace, and non-judgment. As the moment something comes into vision of the consciousness of that being, of us, of our loved ones, there is a real chance to let it go. So this seems to be the first part of the passage that is happening. And it's deep work. Work is a misunderstood word. It's a deep project, let's call it that way. It's a deep, personal, inner project that is totally connected to our cosmic oneness and our multidimensionality that we've always been. Even if we had to carry it deep inside. But something is ignited, and can't be stopped, and it's a positive. Yeah, enlightenment. Well, let's call it fireworks. Yeah, so it seems to be the sparkles and the fireworks are there and can be seen, and so nothing remains. In the shadows. In fact, this doesn't exist anymore. So I thank you for listening. I thank you for sharing. I thank you for joining in with your energy. Um, Always, I would love really an interactive session, hearing, listening to what it feels like being in your location, in your position, in your body. I simply hope that me being allowed to voice it can be a mirror where you can say, yep, that's part of what I feel too. Nope, haven't felt that. Haven't felt this one either, at least not yet. And so there becomes this bouquet of flowers where each of us is part of that bunch and yet individual as being our individual beautiful manifestation, the unfolding lotus. So we come into a time when lotuses don't have to grow in the muddy waters. We're clearing them, we have cleared them. Let's see. I don't really agree with the word blessing. I just don't have another one. Really, I would like to ask all the energies. Okay, let's call it comfort. To comfort all of us on earth, to give us energetic hugs, smiles of support, and the thumbs up that we are indeed on the right path, that we are liberated, elevated, and embodied fully to freely roam, that nature is restored, animals are set free, and human beings remember their kindness, that they're made of love, and that they're peaceful, and that from this beautiful expansion can happen via beautiful new generations. Yeah, restoring those of us who are elders now, who feel a bit heavy, carrying that burden of supposedly knowing it all. We keep young inside, even if we don't recognize ourselves in the mirror. But this is also meant to move. So next new year of change is also allowing us to heal those ripples, wrinkles, those grooves, and reconnect to our soul being, embodying everything that is important to us, totally and entirely. And we take away the fact that we made it this far. And we thank all those loved ones, all the beings we met in all dimensions, those in our memory, those in our hearts, those in our lives. We thank them for making up part of our daily life. And yes, I'm being reminded and nudged to remember that we need to thank ourselves for just simply surviving. And now we are entering the joy. We are entering that abundance, and we will spend time and resources to nurture ourselves, to create those projects that our heart wishes, or we simply rest without feeling restless. So for now, I shall close. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for listening. Thank you for contributing, being here, and thank you for seeing me as I see you, even though it's more in the felt sense. We are here to support each other in our self-healing, in our embodiment, in our beingness, and I trust we'll shall meet again. And for now, let's just allow these sparkles to germinate and grow into, life streams of rainbow rays of fluorescent energies that are perceivable, which with whichever sense is easiest for you. Let's breathe. We are in the process of embodiment. This is ongoing, and so this is just the opening of the passage, the first stage of this portal. So there we go. With much love, much energy, much peace, and much joy, I emit the essence of pure life being echoed across this earth, this solar system, this galaxy. We are able to feel free. We are able to shine in all colors. Take care of yourself for this ongoing path of illumination. Peace here, now, everywhere. And so it is. Thank you for sharing. This is Blue for blueroom.org. May you have a profound solstice. And so it is. Thank you.